could have died giving birth where the pain was murder. It was plain as water. Matthew had a brain disorder. It's like he's out of his skin, but he's vocal inside. It took him 3 weeks to even open his eyes, and Greg was one of them that couldn't cope with no noise. So as the years stepped on, he was a broken employed who started selling smack until he choked on his pride. But all the jokes put aside, he went into Matt and said I've something to say. We're moving out now that I'm engaged me bored. He looked at Matt's face but still he waits for a word, staring at the space to move away from the world. With this place is the spirit across his face. His awful grace gives you all a taste of the sinful place where people found in bins is waste. Autism is a sin and they grin at rapes. Something's grim when it's in your face. Look, the church trying to pawn the pontiff. It's like he's always on stuff. This world is his grave cause he's non-responsive. Broken and scared, inside his mind lies an ocean of tears. We're hopeless spares, whose only emotions and one emotional fears. Poking the space through his ribs cause his soul doesn't care. Provoking a stare, like a priest when he opens a prayer and talks about God, only hoping he's there. Greg was hooked on smoking the gear, so Matt's alone in his own mind, cope with the fear. And in a modest way, if Matt could speak to Greg, this is what he'd probably say. This is hell for me bro, cause the pain is great. It's like a fucking migraine multiplied by 8. So I never get a saying who decides my fate. It's like I died in my mind, like beside my mate. And now I'm blind to hate and you're inclined to wait, seeing me drifting and out my final state. Primarily human truth and my truest dread. Alive in my mind but to you I'm dead. Cause you're mean as fuck. I live my life in my head where my dreams are plush, and whether the surreal beyond the demons push. But when I seem to look, I seen the needle in your groin that leaves our feelings crushed. Like the church trying to pawn the pontiff. It's like he's always on stuff. This world is his grave cause he's non-responsive. Broken and scared, inside his mind lies an ocean of tears. We're hopeless spares, whose only emotions and one emotional fears. Poking the space through his ribs cause his soul doesn't care. Provoking a stare, like a priest when he opens a prayer and talks about God, only hoping he's there. Greg was hooked on smoking the gear, so Matt's alone in his own mind, cope with the fear. You could see it in his eyes as if they spoke for the world. Broken and hurt, looking out with no words. He was born cold in a world without an ocean of war, and held back enough tears that be soaking the floor and drown you in an ocean if you open the door. Submerged and deep cause he never cared to speak and tear his cheek cause all he ever heard was grief, and it was all his own. Pure the straw pouring out his broken home as we never spoke a tone. Although by Greg it was often said he'd be better off with his orphan dead. He couldn't get help from the HSC, so he surfed the web for drugs that would work instead. Look, the church trying to pawn the pontiff. It's like he's always on stuff. This world is his grave cause he's non-responsive. Broken and scared, inside his mind lies an ocean of tears. We're hopeless spares, whose only emotions and one emotional fears. Poking the space through his ribs cause his soul doesn't care. Provoking a stare, like a priest when he opens a prayer and talks about God, only hoping he's there. Greg was hooked on smoking the gear, so Matt's alone in his own mind, cope with the fear. Broken and scared, inside his mind lies an ocean of tears. We're hopeless spares, whose only emotions and one emotional fears. Poking the space through his ribs cause his soul doesn't care. Provoking a stare, like a priest when he opens a prayer and talks about God, only hoping he's there. Greg was hooked on smoking the gear, so Matt's alone in his own mind, cope with the fear.